Welcome to Cuba. This is a wonderful land of contradictions. It's a land that is, as time stood still, it represents a lot of the glamour of the 1950s, but still a lot of the conflict and a lot of struggle of the people today. San Juan, and this is the most European center of Cuba, and it shows a lot of the European roots with the architecture and the style of the restaurants and everything. So it's really cool and it's really interesting to see. It doesn't even feel like you're in the Caribbean. It feels like you're in Spain or something. It's really neat. So just go ahead and take a look here. This is the beautiful Jose Park Marti, where people find calm and tranquil afternoons to get out of the city under the Caribbean sun. It's a great getaway right in the city. It's beautiful. Here we are in the Plaza de Armas, and this is the center of the historic, where they had the horses. They used to go through here, but they changed the stone so that it's wood, so that you don't hear the horses when people are trying to have a siesta. So it just shows one of the little details of the city, and it shows a lot about the significance of, having a siesta and having that relaxation. This is a shot of the Hotel Santa Isabel. It's one of the most beautiful hotels in Cuba. It's been an operational hotel since 1867. This is located the Gran Teatro de la Habana in the Paseo del Prado in Havana. It is a major center. It's located right near the capital, and it is one of the most beautiful buildings. It still houses today the Cuban National Ballet, and it's still a major center of arts. Also located in the same center is a place where the people or the Havanese go to, they play games and they discuss social events with their friends, and they just enjoy spending time with each other there. Okay, so we are in right now in Nuevo Vedado, and so it is a restaurant that is called a particulare, and there is a difference between particulares and the restaurant's governmental. So particulare is a restaurant that is, my friend here, he will tell us the difference, so go ahead.
Hi, so my name is Reniel. So this is one of the many private restaurants that are here in the city. We Cubans call them paladar. It's a moral story. It has to do with a soap opera coming from the Central America that we have here in Cuba. And at that time, they were calling these places where they were own business, private business. They call them paladars. So here in Cuba, there is a difference in referring to these places when they are owned by the government. They are restaurants, and when they are owned by private people, like this one here, they are called paladar. This is a new kind of business that it's approved by the government. It's rather recently, and so people, they can have their private houses. They can turn them into restaurants and to paying taxes. They go to offices from the government and they ask for a license, and they have to pay taxes everywhere, so they can own their own money, paying their taxes, and having that way a higher standard of life too.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for explaining that. Welcome to Jimanitas, a community on the northwestern edge of Havana, Cuba. Today it's known as Fusterlandia, is the home of the studio and artistic dream of artist Jose Rodriguez Fuster, who moved to a previously rundown neighborhood more than 30 years ago. He demonstrates his use of mosaic art, and all of the buildings you see are covered in mosaic tiles. This is very similar to the style of Park Güell for the Gaudi architecture in Barcelona, and this is just one of the rare gems in Cuba that you see in very unexpected neighborhoods. Something that I learned while I was in Cuba, and I didn't have a chance to really mention it in the video, and that is that in the 1950s, Cuba was just like Las Vegas is today. It was the center of gambling, drugs, prostitution, anything, you name it. And it was actually very beneficial to the Cuban economy because it was a tourist destination for Americans. In the 1950s, families were growing concern of the welfare of their families being, around this kind of environment with drugs, prostitution, gambling, had an impact on the family, and their concerns grew. Fidel Castro came in and said, "Hey, stick with me, and you don't have to worry about any of this." Well, that did happen, and the industry came grinding to a halt, as among other resources that they had as well. And the next 50 years, they were in a communist regime, and the resources were really reduced into almost nothing. So sometimes it makes you think, history has a tendency to repeat itself, and just refraining from being political, and I just think that there's a message in that the grass isn't always greener, and you can't always count on the promises, from politicians or other leaders that we may have. And that's just something I want to make note of. And I believe they say, stay woke, people. So that's all.
You'll never be able to go to Cuba again. Come on, baby, shake up and do that conga. No, you can't be doing that any longer. Come on, be the rhythm. Don't you gotta teach me how to do that conga beat. Make some noise, Cuba! Woo! Where's everybody from? Florida. Florida. Woo! What part? Jacksonville. Jacksonville. Woo! Go Jaguars. Full County all day. Okay, let's go. P County. Everybody gather around now. Let your body feel the heat. Don't you worry if you can dance now. Let the music move your feet. Let the rhythm of the island taste like sugar, taste so sweet. If you want to do the conga, you've got to listen to the beat. Break it down, everybody. Let's go. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. I know you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. Don't you try to teach me how to do that conga. Woo! Woo! Feel the fire of desire as we dance the night away. For tonight we're gonna party till we see the break of day. Better get yourself together and hold on to what you've got. Once the music hits the system, there's no way you're gonna stop. Break it down, guys. Let's go. Woo, woo. Where you guys from? Jacksonville. Okay. Where you guys from? Tampa. Miami all day. Glorious Tampa. Let's go. Woo! Royal Caribbean. We're going to Cuba. Vamos a Cuba. Come on, chicken pie, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. Don't you try to get down and do that conga beat. Woo! I like the energy. Let's go. I can tell you're from Miami. That's good. This is the unofficial team song in Miami. We're still going. Let's go. Woo! Everybody having a good time tonight? Woo! Come on, chicken body, we do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. Don't you try to teach me how to do that conga. Come on, chicken body, we do that conga. No, you